sad, very sad. I just hope that they catch them, and fast.
Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly K. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to be looking at a case out of Bel Air, Maryland. Okay, about a lady who went missing on a hiking trail and then her body was found the next day. So we're going to be doing a presentation, looking at the press conferences, looking at clips, deep diving. I was in the rabbit hole. Sorry for being 1 minute late. To pluck myself out of the rabbit hole there and get ready, because my word, this case, if you guys have been following it at all on social media, I've been following it for a while. It happened from August 5th, right? So I've been following it for a while, but it's all over the place. There's just so much that it's like how to organize all this information, and make sure that it all makes sense and things. So we will check it out as well. Okay, and so let's do that. Welcome to all my mods, welcome to all my patrons, and also to all my members, all the original Grizzly subscribers. If you subscribed before today already, you're an OG. And then also to all the new subscribers. We just hit another milestone here on Grizzly True Crime. We've now got 211,000 Grizzlies here with us. So welcome to the community. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get the presentation for you. Just hold on 1 second. Okay. So let's deep dive this case, shall we? Karen, thank you for being a member for 15 months. We shall get into all the theories and all the things. Okay? And I'm just going to be presenting the information that I've found. I'm not pointing the finger at anyone or red flagging anyone. I'm just looking at what John Kelly criminal profiler would call the usual suspects. there's a couple of people in this case you're like, my, that's interesting. Very interesting. But let's just look at it. Okay, let's be neutral and look at it. And I really just hope that, that they will be able to get justice for Rachel Morin and catch the killer. Because this is a homicide case. It started off as a missing persons case, and then it quickly turned to a homicide case. And it's like press conference, next press conference, and lots of information. So we shall check it out, okay? I think sorry, I just want to quickly check something. 1980, it must be 1986. That must be a typo. You're correct. I think. I just want to see. I got that from findagrave.com, which is not always the most accurate, but sometimes at least you can get a birthday there, right? 1986, that's a typo, yes. Are we ready? Okay, so Rachel Morin was born May 20th, 1986 in Dover, Strafford County, New Hampshire, USA. She was a 37-year-old mother of 5 in Bel Air, Maryland, and her boyfriend is Richard Tobin. She had her own cleaning business, and she cleaned the house of Margaret Waltz for 8 years. Margaret said that she seemed distracted in the week leading up to her death. So what I've done on this presentation is just put a few points together from all the articles and reports and everything, right? So I just thought that could be interesting to say she seemed a little distracted, in the week leading up to her murder. Okay, and so Margaret said that Rachel's kids were her top priority and they were all very well behaved. Her children are all between the age of 8 and 18. There's 3 different dads and they're all with their dads now. So that's been confirmed as well, because I know normally the number one question is, where are the kids now? So Rachel would visit the Ma and Pa Trail regularly. So this happened at the Ma and Pa Trail in Bel Air, Maryland. BC, welcome to Grizzly supporter. Sorry, I'll just quickly get the chat ready there. There we go. All right. So I'm hoping that today, after today's episode, you'll be well in the know, you guys, of what is going on in this case. This is kind of like an intro to the case because I want to see what happens from here, and I will be following it closely. Let's see, you know, who they arrest eventually. I hope they will catch the killer. So Rachel would, yes, visit the Ma and Pa Trail regularly. On Saturday, August 5th, she went for a walk around 6 p.m. by herself. Her car was seen parked near the trail. So that's what we know. We will look at the map as well. Her boyfriend on August 1st. So again, I'm putting this in here for facts, not to start speculation. There's already so much speculation online. Trust me. Whatever you're thinking. Oh, it's already been said on social media. So let's take it easy. So Richard, her boyfriend, put on Facebook that they are in a relationship on August 1st. Okay? So, if we continue on. The Hartford County Sheriff's Office said, update, this was on August 11th, update, earlier today, Friday, these individuals were identified and contacted by detectives. Thank you all for your help in sharing. And that was an update too. Detectives have been made aware of potential witnesses that may have observed Rachel Morin on the trail. These individuals were walking on the Ma and Pa Trail from the Route 24 tunnel toward the split in the trail that leads to the Williams Street trailhead between 6 and 7:30 p.m. These witnesses were described as either being 3 men, 2 women, and 2 dogs, or 2 men, 3 women, and 2 dogs. So basically 5 people and 2 dogs. If this is you, please reach out to Sergeant Maddox at harfordsheriff.org. Thank you. So they said they did identify them and they've contacted them. So interesting. I don't know who that would be. We shall have a look. I just really want to brighten my face a little. Hold on. There you go. All right. So we continue on. Now, her boyfriend, Richard Tobin, reported her missing just before midnight. I think they said 11:40. I'm trying to find the exact time as well, but it was around 11:40 that he reported her missing on that day that she went for that hike, right? Now, Richard has a history of 2 arrests for criminal second-degree assault, malicious destruction of property, drug possession, and violating restraining orders. The 20 charges previously filed against him in Maryland also include resisting arrest and disorderly intoxication. So he then posted on Facebook, I love Rachel, I would never do anything to her, let the family and I grieve. Yes, I have a past, but I also have 15 months clean and have changed as a person, please. So, I mean, all of that could be very valid, right? I understand why people would say that it's a red flag based on his history and all that, but we are not here, especially not at Grizzly True Crime, to destroy lives or blame somebody for something they did not do. We have no idea. The police have said they've interviewed him, they've got his DNA, they've taken his cell phone, the investigation continues, and this could literally be a stranger, it could be a stalker, it could be someone that Rachel had met on dating sites, it could be an ex, it could be anyone, really, you know, so we got to just chill. Okay, so on the afternoon of her death, Rachel stopped at Glow, the bronzing studio on Red Pump Road in Bel Air for her daily spray tan at 2 p.m. So apparently she went for a spray tan every single day, which it just makes me wonder if she had any other, like, you know, like if she was an influencer of sorts on social media, or like trying to get into modeling, or if she just went for a spray tan. You know what I mean? Because she owned a cleaning business. So there's that to think about as well. They said staff at the bronzing studio said that she had revealed to them that she was on multiple dating sites. So if we put that all together with, there's a couple whose house she cleans, and they know the kids, and they say they're kind of like grandparents to the kids. The couple saying she seems a little distracted in the week leading up to her murder. Then the staff at the bronzing studio are saying, well, she was talking about being on multiple dating sites. So that's what I mean. That can really open one up to a lot of danger. It's not victim blaming at all. We do not do that here. So I'm not saying it's her fault for being on a dating site. I'm saying, ooh, who's lurking there? Who's on the other side of the dating site? We just don't know. Who could have gotten obsessed with her or stalked her or gotten jealous or anything like that. We just don't know, okay? And so she had actually gone public that same week with her relationship with Richard Tobin. Okay? Richard had seen her that afternoon. She told staff after this bronzing studio, right, that she was heading to the gym, which is a Planet Fitness, and he, the boyfriend, had posted a comment to Facebook to say that he had seen her at the gym. Then he deleted the comment. So I guess deleting comments is also not great. It doesn't look great, but I mean, you can't blame people under the pressure that comes with the internet and social media and people blaming them and attacking them and everything, that they'd be like, oh man, just like delete this. Or people might be like, what the hell are you trying to say, bro? You know what I mean? So, but anyway, I'm just giving you the facts. Okay. So Mama Snipey says, I will say that I'm disappointed in the way the community is handling this. The local Facebook mom swap pages are talking about it like it's an episode of Law and Order, making accusations. Yeah, we do not want to make any accusations. I'm bringing you the facts, and that's it. That's it. We're just putting together a little timeline over here, okay? Mama Snipey also said, my mom and grandmom walk this trail every weekend. They said they were there the day that they found her, walking like normal. I worry evidence is lost because they didn't shut it down. That's the other thing, you know? They didn't shut it down, so... Oh, my goodness. So, anyway, so he said he'd seen her at the gym. Apparently, yes, then he deleted that comment. Richard also has another gym that he calls like his home gym, located around the corner from that very same tanning salon that she goes to. Richard also posted to Facebook that he dropped her off at home shortly before 5 p.m., and that was another message that was later deleted. So, if she's at the tanning salon at 2, and his home gym is close by, and she's telling the staff she's going to the gym, did they mean the Planet Fitness? Maybe. I did see that they said that she was a member of Planet Fitness and not of his home gym. You know what I mean? So maybe the staff would be like, oh, okay. According to what she told us, the staff, she would be going to the Planet Fitness. But Richard's gym is right there by the tanning salon. And he says he dropped her off at home shortly before 5 p.m. But then her car was found by the trails right behind a brewery, which is, it's all very interesting, right? Lisa E., welcome to Grizzly supporter. Yeah, C Minor Op says, I can't imagine a daily spray tan and then go hiking or clean a house afterwards. At the few times I've done it, make sure the tan is dry before doing anything. Streaking would occur if you didn't. Right? There's a lot of like, what? Spray tan and then immediately go to the gym? I don't know. Maybe. You just never know. Yeah, and someone said, Miss Schmooby Cakes, could be some random person on a trail, more stranger stalker than a DV situation, you think. We just don't know at this point, right? So, anyway, I'm going to show you clips and it all gets very interesting. So you can understand after this why I've been down the rabbit hole and will continue to be. Because I'm like, what is happening here? Like, literally, it's quite a whodunit case, really. It's just like, there are so many interesting characters in this case, but yet, think about the Idaho case. There were a lot of interesting characters there, too. There was the ex-boyfriend, there was the food truck guy, there was the frat boys, everything, right? But none of them were arrested at all. It was Brian Koberger, some guy we never heard of. So, we got to keep an open mind, because at the end of the day, all we want is for the investigation to continue. Nothing must affect that, and for the killer to be caught. So, thank you so much, Lobby H. Really appreciate it. There's quite a few locals in the chat. Welcome to all the locals. Also, welcome to any friends and family members of Rachel Morin. I'm so sorry for your loss. This is horrendous. So, Richard, yes, also goes to another gym located around the corner from the tanning salon. He's also posted to Facebook that he dropped her off at home shortly before 5 p.m. Okay, so that could be. They could have gone to gym, and then he dropped her off at home shortly before 5. Sure, that could be. And then she went then out by herself to this walking trail, right? Now, Rachel was spotted. They say, so they're keeping the window nice and big, sometime between 6 and 7:30 p.m. on the trail. And the police are asking for footage, like any surveillance footage. So if you're in the area, surveillance footage, photos, anything you've got, dash cam footage, all the things we usually ask for. I'm asking for it as well in case you've never heard us say that. Dash cam footage, surveillance footage, photos, social media posts, anything. If you were there on the day, especially between 6 and 9 p.m., yes, then please submit that to the police. The tip line and all the information is in the description box, as well as the family's GoFundMe for Rachel, if you are interested in donating there, which will be for her funeral, memorial, and then also for her kids. A. Heinemann says, loving the new badges, G. I'm really glad. Thank you so much. So then the Hartford County Sheriff's Office said, I already showed you this. I'm just showing it to you again. That those individuals, there were people on the trail. They wanted to know who they were. They said they were identified and they were contacted by detectives. Thank you for all your help in sharing. Right now, look at the hashtag Rachel Morin. So if you do want to like and share this, please use hashtag Rachel Morin, especially for Twitter, which is now called X, but still twitter.com, but like on Twitter, if you could share it there, and as well as hashtag Grizzly True Crime, because what I'm trying to do here is put all the information in one place for us so that we can all understand what the heck is going on. Brenda says kids. She has kids. She has 5 kids, all between the age of 8 and 18. So then they said, this was actually from her boyfriend saying she's been missing since 7 p.m. She went on a hike, and me and the kids have been trying to find her since 9. Her boyfriend wrote in a now deleted Facebook comment. So a lot of deleted comments, but maybe he's just getting a lot of heat online, especially for being the boyfriend. If he's one of the last people that she knows in a close circle that saw her alive, of course, people are all going to look at him, you know what I mean? So then, if we look at this, they said, the Hartford County Sheriff's Office, update. Rachel's car was located at the William Street entrance in Bel Air. If you are walking the trail this morning and see anything suspicious, please call 911. And then the speculation began where they said, look into their husband or boyfriend. Her Facebook page shows somebody just suggesting to think about them twice if no other evidence and trails is found. And then the boyfriend said, that's me, and I called them. And they said, praise for her that she's found safe. So the sheriff said that Morin's boyfriend told authorities that her car was in a lot behind a brewery near the trail, and they then towed it. Okay, so keep that all in mind. On her Facebook page, Morin wrote that she was in a relationship with Richard Tobin. I tried to access her Facebook page and it told me I can't access it at this time. It's like the content's locked at this time. So that makes sense. I'm sure her family locked it so that everyone's not going in there to lurk around. But I do have the statement that she made. She said, only started taking pics a few weeks ago, but these are a few of my favorites. From the beach to the mountains. She wrote on August 3rd. Remember, he said on August 1st, in a relationship with, and she wrote on August 3rd, this statement 2 days before disappearing. One of the photos was cropped by authorities and released to the public when she went missing. The authorities also said we do not have a solid suspect. Not knowing whether this was a targeted event specific to Rachel, we are going to say yes, be aware, be thinking that there could be somebody out here and this is a random event. So there's all possibilities, you know. Wow. Lissa says it's weird he called so soon after she went missing, and others think it took too long. You see, there's two schools of thought. I just think at least he called, right? I don't know what to say. It's just he called. He called the police and he's like, oh my word, she went hiking for like around 6. So where the heck is he? And even if he thought maybe it's from 6 till 7:30, maybe she would go, I don't know, pick up some groceries or do something else, then come home, because around 9 he was like, oh my word, what? But him and the kids started looking for her around 9. I don't know what that means. Like, where are they looking for her? Are they trying to call her? What are they doing? And then he reported her missing before midnight. Okay? So that's what we have there so far. So, a source close to Tobin, which is the boyfriend, told the Baltimore Banner that Tobin gave investigators his cell phone and a DNA sample. The person asked not to be identified because of intense media coverage surrounding the case, the Banner reported. All right? So then on August 6th of 2023, Rachel's body was found. They said update number 2. At approximately 1:07 p.m., a female was located deceased off the Manpar Trail in Bel Air. The identity of the victim, as well as the cause and manner of death, are still under investigation. We ask that, since this is still a very active and ongoing investigation, please refrain from posting any details you may know or guess on this post. We want answers as much as you do. Thank you. So that's what the police said. Don't go out there saying a whole bunch of details that you don't know or are guessing. And then we have this guy, which we're going to look at clips where he's sharing a lot of graphic details and the police are saying things about it, which we'll look at now. The Hartford County Sheriff's Office held 2 press conferences to keep the public updated with Rachel's case. Let me just continue reading there as well. They said, update, Rachel's car was located at the Williams Street entrance in Bel Air. If you are walking the trail this morning and see anything suspicious, please call 911. Please help us locate Rachel Morin, age 37. Rachel was last seen around 6 p.m. on Saturday, August 5th, 2023, when she left to walk on the Marnpark Trail in Bel Air. She's 5'2", 107 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a blue or black tank top, black sports bra, black spandex shorts, and grey sneakers. If you see Rachel or have any information about her whereabouts, contact Detective Golden. So you can still contact the number, but they've actually established a tip line. They'll put all the details of that in the description box for you. So then if you look at the right-hand side, I'll zoom in a little bit. This is from Facebook as well, where this lady called Cindy said, please ask the gentleman who found her body to reserve the details of what he saw and found, to protect the integrity of the investigation and to respect the family. I understand that people want to know, but those are details that are privileged and could make or break a future trial. I'm going to show you clips from him, okay, from this guy that claims that he found the body, then it became, no, it wasn't actually me, it was actually my stepdaughter and her boyfriend. But he gives a lot of details. So we will look at that, okay? Just hang in there. I'm just showing you a presentation. Then we're going to do video time. We're going to do press conferences. We'll look at the map. We'll look at clips and everything. So the Hartford County Sheriff's Office said, the individual that you are speaking of did not find Rachel or witness her body. He has no first-hand knowledge of the crime scene. That's hectic, you guys. When you see the clips, you're going to be like, what? And they said the police said they're very disappointed that there's people like this that say these types of things, that insert themselves in the case. So unfortunately, sir, you made yourself a giant red flag because you inserted yourself in the case. And the police are like, this guy you are speaking of did not find Rachel or witness her body. And then he also said he saw her body being carried out. And they're like, no, he didn't. He wasn't even in the area. So I don't know what's going on there. Very interesting. But they're saying, please stop it. So yes, and we don't see more interviews of his anymore. There was only the one, which I think was with Fox News, and there's one other one with WMAR. And then since then, it's like, it's not really on YouTube. It's kind of hard to find, which I totally understand. We're going to look at it so that we can study it, okay? We'll be like, what the hell's going on here? Now, could it just be a bit of a weirdo? Sorry, sir, sorry. But could it be, like in Unharsh in the Idaho case? You know what I mean? When people are like, whoa, that's quite a weird neighbor, that, huh? Or the other one, wasn't his name Jeremy? Could be. When people come forward and talk to the media, it's just what I'm concerned about is the amount of graphic detail he's sharing and the details he's saying he has, when the police are like, no, he doesn't know any of that. That's very, very dodgy. Fiddle Diddy, thank you so much for your $20 super chat. You say, thanks for being you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, we're going to look at that as well. Margaret says, there's a 60-year-old school teacher missing an hour away from where Rachel went. Yeah, I know. We're going to look at all of that. Okay, someone says starting again. Start again and watch at 1.5 speed. You'll catch up. Okay, so he says, this guy has some interesting pants. He's apparently a search and rescue guy. Okay, so now let's continue on. And just pay attention. I always pay attention to what are the police saying. So as well, they say here that his name is Michael John. Now I want to say his surname right. Gabriszeski. He said he felt compelled to check out the drainage tunnels on the trail after noticing disturbances on the ground near the track where Morin had gone on a walk. So he's saying that. He said also in the beginning of his interview clip that he's never walked the trail. So now people are asking themselves, okay, bro, if you're a search and rescue specialist, okay, right, but you're saying you've never walked this trail, then how in the hell do you know that you're going to look in all the tunnels? You know what I mean? Is he quoting from movies? Is it from his imagination? Is he psychic? Or what are we talking about here, right? It's very interesting. C Minor Ops says, just wanted to donate and say thanks for doing the work or research that I wouldn't want to do. Thank you, C Minor Ops. I appreciate that. I am trying to put your comment on the screen and YouTube is not cooperating right now. Hold on 1 second. Oh, there we go. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's look a little bit at this guy. I was like, does he have a history at all? Does he have anything going on? You know, it's a little bit strange. Interesting. And so he does actually have some charges in his background. Thank you to the Rachel Morin Missing group on Facebook. they post a lot of things on there, and I saw this screenshot there, so credit goes to them for finding this. And welcome to all the new members. So basically, he's got a few charges. 3/02/1996, okay, that was CDS for possession. There's another one that he was found guilty of second-degree assault. That was in 2017. So yes, there's assault charges and possession charges and all sorts of things. I'm sure if we dig more, we'll find. So if anyone wants to, in the USA, do some background checks, I'll show you his name. It'll be on the screen again later. Well, it's right there, Michael John Gabriszeski. Good luck spelling that surname on your background checkers. But if you do, send me stuff. If you find information, send it to me. It'll be interesting. Okay, so then, let me show you an example of some of the things he said. And this is on top of what I'm going to show you in the video clips. Okay, so he said, Cecilia was the first person to see the body, which is his stepdaughter apparently, right? She was hyperventilating really, really bad. And then the police told her to sit down. When she sat down, she realized she was sitting in a big pool of blood. I mean, is this guy high? Is his imagination running away with him? Like, is he well? Like, are you well? Okay, so it's just like, oh no, now I'm sitting in a pool of blood. Are you sure, bro? Because the police are saying you're nowhere near there and you should stop talking. Okay, so anyway, he says this, okay, so trigger warning. I'm going to be reading some of the graphic details that he shared about what he says happened to Rachel. We have no such proof, okay? He said she was laying on her back, fully naked, and she had brutal head trauma. It looked like her head had been smashed in with a rock. There was a 15 to 20 foot blood trail. Okay, so it looked like she had been beaten and dragged into that position. Right, it looked like the killer was trying to erase her identity, the 48-year-old added. The right side of her face was gone. The injuries were so horrific that there won't be an open casket at her funeral. Right. It feels a little bit braggy, a little bit like, ooh, let me tell you what I saw. Let me tell you what I saw. I don't know, man. It doesn't quite sit right with me, but it could just be some weirdo that just wants to insert himself in the case and say a few things. Still inappropriate. Don't do that crap. But it happens in every case. There's always at least one. Oh, man. And it must be extremely distressing for the family and extremely upsetting for the police who are like, shut up. Like, stop talking now, you know? Thank you so much, Kimberly, Teresa, and Askew. Really appreciate it. Okay, so we continue on. And stay with me, because we're going to be looking at lots of clips. You do want to see the clips of him as well. So, the Hartford County Sheriff's Office said, this guy, Dan Gray, said, I saw her at 6:30. She was walking out of the parking lot and made a left onto William Street. Left a message on the detective's voicemail 35 minutes ago. In jumps the boyfriend and says, you saw her not on the trail? And that person said, yeah, me and her both went, then dropped. Oh, sorry. That person said, okay, wait. The boyfriend said, you saw her not on the trail? Somebody replied. And then he said, yeah, me and her both went, then dropped her back off at her house at 4:50 p.m. See, that's where he's talking about, that's one of the deleted comments where he's talking about going to the gym. So even that, with boyfriend now being like, wait, what? Where did you see her? It's very interesting. That's what I'm saying. We just have to keep our eyes open and minds open as well. Now, what I'm going to do is read this. Please take it with an absolute pinch of salt. It's from social media. I just want to read it because it gave us some interesting little bits. This lady on Twitter, Erica, said, okay, Richard Tobin, known as a known criminal, was seen at an AA meeting at 7:30 the night of Rachel Morin's murder. Receipts if needed. He was also claimed to have been seen at an independent brewery early in the day. Now, see, I bring this to you because he's the one that told the police that her car was found behind a brewery. So you have to go in the rabbit hole and start seeing, does any of this make sense? Does anything pan out? Are there any other sources? Is there more than one source? Is there two? Is there three? Start adding up the story a little bit. But interesting that it was claimed that he was seen at an independent brewery early in the day. He claims he dropped Rachel off at 4:50 after going to the gym. Rachel went on this hike at 6 p.m. Richard posted that she went missing at 7. That's also interesting. That is freaking interesting. If she goes on the hike at 6, then he's saying she went missing at 7. Ooh. Oh, damn. Why saying that, sir? Because I thought you started looking at 9. So how do you know she went missing at 7? Okay, so then it says, remember, he went to the AA meeting at 7:30. He took Rachel's kids to look for her and reported her missing at 11 p.m. Richard showed police where Rachel's car was. After she was reported to be found, and prior to Richard was filtering through comments on Facebook and responding to people claiming he's innocent. Richard had a head injury that he claims causes him to be violent. He received this head injury from motocross. Mapped out is the location of her car. We're going to look at the maps ourselves, right? We're going to look at that map time. But they say mapped out is the location of her car, meeting, and where the body was found. All very close together, you guys. Okay, so the timeline for him to murder her and get to the meeting is 1.5 hours. It takes 20 to 25 minutes tops to get to the tunnel, and walking through the woods takes you directly to Catherine Street. Hang a right and you're at Mann House. He had a significant amount of time to commit the murder. We're not saying he committed the murder. I'm reading you a social media post, okay? So it says after she was reported to be found and prior to, Richard was filtering the comments. Sorry, that's from where we were. Let's carry on there. They say it takes 20 to 25 minutes to get to the tunnel, and walking through the woods takes you directly to Catherine Street. Hang a right, you're at Mann House. Mann House is this AA meeting place, right? He had, and that's the picture I've got in the middle there. He had a significant amount of time to commit the murder and make it to the 7:30 meeting. Richard's mother is claiming that he was at work. He was not at work. He was at the meeting. He was seen by other members attending. He is known for using steroids in the community. However, I cannot confirm that. I can say it came from credible sources. Now, the last sentence you can read yourself, because I'm not going to be reading that with my own mouth. I'm not saying it. I'm just looking at the facts. This is now actually speculation because we don't know. But I'm reading that for you in case it makes any sense, right? Take it with a pinch of salt. So Richard posted, please share and walk for remembering Rachel Morin. If you knew Rach, you know that she was the sweetest, kindest, and very special woman. Okay, come support Rachel, her kids, and family. Thank you. So we got that. And then an open letter from Rachel Morin's mom says, to all the mothers with daughters, to the fathers, brothers and sisters, husbands, to our local community, and to world onlookers. If you've experienced the loss of a dear loved one, then you know how hard it can be to express the pain that you feel in your heart. When it's sudden and tragic, your mind looks for ways to cope. As a mom, I appreciate the outpouring of love and support from family, friends, and the worldwide community that grieves with me for my young daughter. Thank you for caring, truly. Because of the tremendous outpouring of prayers, love, and concern, our family is in the process of making arrangements for a celebration of life service to which friends and the community will be invited. More details to come. And because Rachel was an avid runner, we are in the early stages of planning a 5K walk or run in her honor with the hope of having a trail of flowers. We are grieving. We need the time and space to grieve as a family. We have not forgotten our community. We just need time. I need time. It has only been 4 days since we received the horrific news. I ask that as mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters that you would please have compassion on us and allow us this. Thank you, Rachel's mom. I cannot imagine. So please send them lots of love. Do not victim blame. Lots of love to the friends and the family. They are going through a lot, and I really hope that she will have justice. The Hartford County Sheriff's Office said, alert Rachel Morin investigation. Detectives are asking for your help. If you were on the Marnpar Trail on Saturday or near the trail or trailheads and took photos or video, that's the same day that she went missing, right? August 5th. Okay, if you took photos or video, we are asking if you would please share them with investigators. Not do you spot something in it, share it with investigators. Were you on the trail on that Saturday, August 5th, 2023? Share what you got with investigators. There could be something helpful in one of your photos that might bring us one more piece of the puzzle. If you would have a photo or video to share, please send it to Sergeant Maddox at maddoxc@harfordsheriff.org. As of this morning, we have already received nearly 90 tips from concerned community members in reference to the murder of Rachel Morin. Thank you for all the support you've given. The Sheriff's Department said this is foul play on the part of another. So that they did say, we're not saying details. We're not saying the manner of death like the other dude is speaking out is, right? We're not saying anything, but this is foul play on the part of another. Okay, said Hartford County Sheriff Jeff Galler. Rachel was murdered, this is just an interesting little tidbit that I found. She was murdered just over a week after her 4-month-old niece, Lily Beth Morin, died. So that's 2 losses in the family in a very short space of time. Okay, so that's the presentation that we have for today. Yeah, that is true. Faye Vibe says people aren't supposed to say who was or who wasn't at AA. They aren't supposed to. That is true. And I did see that the actual place, that man house place, they're not releasing any statements because they say they can't, you know? Okay, so now, before we look at the clips, I quickly want to just show you some map time so that you can actually, I'm just going to take this one, hold on, so that you can see just the area that we're looking at. So just hold on 1 second. Here we go. Okay, so we are back and I'm going to show you the map in a moment here. There we go. So let's zoom in here to, we're in Bel Air, Maryland. And look how close everything is. This is within 0.4 of a mile. So what we're looking at, let me make it just the right size here for you, is, I do not know where the house is, and I'm not going to put the house on here. But this man house, which is apparently where the AA meetings are held, we do not know that he was actually there. We do not know. But if he did go there, okay, because his mom was saying he wasn't there, he was at work, so maybe he does go there. But this man house place is here, and then the Ma and Pa Heritage Trail, William Street is this one here is William Street, and she was parked. When I see pictures, it looks, they show this like blue roof, so somewhere around here is where she was parked. And here is where you enter, maybe even here actually, where you go in to the trail. So this is the small little area that we're looking for. I mean, that studio, where's that? Okay, we've got Man House, William Street, and Mount Pa. And wasn't it called Glow Studio, Bronzing Studio? Bronzing Studio. No, it's not really finding it on here. Sorry about that, but it's apparently very close, very close. Let's see if we can add a Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, let's see how close that is. Oh, okay. A little bit that way. Cool, cool, cool. Got that. So I just wanted to show you when we talk about all these things on the presentation, how close everything is. So Man House, William Street, the entrance to the trail, which is right here. And it really does look like a beautiful trail. I've got a little bit of drone footage. Thank you to MB Inc., who's a YouTuber as well, who has been helping me a lot, actually, to find things in this case. Because I'm like, whew, do we have any drone footage? Like, can we find things? Like, where's like a flyer or something? So thank you to MB Inc. for that. We've been trying to figure this case out for a few days now. Like, what is going on here? Okay, so we've got that map time. And then now we're going to look at some clips. So let me show you clips, and then we've got more things to look at after that. So
good evening, everyone.
Now, this is the press conference from August 7th of 2023. I'll put it here like this. Okay. And the sound should be good. Let me know if it's not good. It should be good. Okay, so now we're going to watch the first press conference. This is a 20-minute collection of clips that I have for you. We're going to watch the first press conference, then the second press conference, then we're going to watch some clips of the guy who said that he found Rachel's, well, that his stepdaughter found Rachel's body and all that, okay? So that just so we could see it. So let's go.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming up this evening. There's days I absolutely love being the sheriff of Harford County. This is not one of those days. We're here to follow up on what I think our entire community knows, sadly, what is a homicide along the Ma and Pa Trail here just outside the town limits here in Bel Air that happened sometime early this morning or today. But at approximately 11:23 last evening, our deputies responded to a report of a missing person. It was reported by the individual's boyfriend that Rachel Morin, who's age 37, had headed out from her home on Old Emerton Road around 6 p.m. to go to the Ma and Pa Trail. Once she had not returned as and when expected, the family was obviously concerned. Initial information from the boyfriend, again the caller who reported her missing, indicated her car was at the lot at the trailhead here on William Street, behind like where Independent Brewery is, the people that are familiar with Bel Air. The car was there, but she was not. During the initial search, again, deputies did locate her vehicle at the William Street entrance. The vehicle during the investigation was towed to our CID building up in Forest Hill, where it will be processed for any and all evidence. At that time, last evening, an extensive search of the trail and surrounding area followed. A notice to the public was put out by this office, by our Office of Media Communications. That has had over 11,000 shares, and I'm going to touch on it a little here, but always thankful to our citizens here in Harford County.
I just want to say, sometimes I put some overlays, of some footage here, because for some reason from the Facebook page, from the Harford County Sheriff's Office, like the visuals were all wonky. They would just zoom in and out and then show all kinds of different screens. So in those places, I made it better for you to look at. I do have a little bit of background noise on these clips. I'm sorry if it's just a tiny bit loud. It's actually very low setting, like minus 40 decibels, just for a little bit of calmness, but sorry about that. I hope it's not too distracting.
Who assist us in solving so many crimes by sharing information as good as, that's more the good side of social media. The bad side is there's also been a lot of false or early information shared that we don't want to see. We don't see false news out there. We also don't want to see information getting out before family members are informed that could jeopardize the case. So we always, along with thanking the public, ask the public to be careful in what they share in their comments to make sure it's factual and based on information that we have put out here from the Sheriff's Office. That's
what we say. We want to wait to hear from the police. I'm glad that they did say, be careful out there, stay safe, because when sometimes in true crime things happen and they're like, don't worry, there's no threat at all. And we're like, you can't say that. Everybody stay safe, right? I like it when the police are like, everybody stay safe. They are still investigating.
While it was all of our hope, certainly mine and everyone standing up here with me, and the men and women of our office and all of our citizens, that Rachel will be found safe. At about 1:07 p.m., a citizen called 911 to report a female's body had been located off the trail. At that time, it was obvious that this person was deceased. The investigation went from a missing person investigation to a homicide investigation. While we firmly believe this is the body of Rachel Morin, that final determination, that final say belongs with the medical examiner, and that has not happened yet. And that's one of the things that's being shared out there on social media, that in fact it's factual, which I will admit here standing at the podium that that's the way this is going to go. But again, we have to let the process do what it's supposed to do. We understand this homicide causes a lot of concern for us, or our partners in the allied law enforcement agencies, and the safety of our citizens. The trail is one of our major Parks and Recs assets.
It is a really beautiful trail, and lots of people go walking out there. I've seen lots of footage of it as well, so this is terrible. Also, you could see what I mean by it going wonky sometimes, right? It runs through a lot of parts of the different, through Harford County, and we understand that this is going to cause a lot of concern. The trail, the crime scene down there has been processed. The trail will be reopened. It was closed during crime scene processing, but trail's always been, we've had minor incidents, but it's always known to be a pretty safe place. But with that in mind, and with this incident in mind, the trail is going to reopen. We ask everyone to use good judgment on the trail, and not just on the trail, but in everyday life, but always be aware of your surroundings. I can tell you my house backs to a portion of the Ma and Pa Trail, and I often, when I was out there more often, I would pass people with headsets or something, and they don't know you're there until you're upon them. The earbuds, the stuff like that, it's great, helps you exercise, but it can also keep you from being aware of your surroundings. Don't set yourself a predictable routine where you can be relied upon to be at a certain time, a certain spot routinely. Kind of mix it up a little bit. And if possible, walk or run with a friend or a family member, buddy up. Also consider wearing a whistle, carrying a whistle, or some other alert device. There's a whole bunch of them on the market. And be sure to let your family know where you are. And most of all, and we emphasize this, if you see something that doesn't make you feel comfortable, if you feel suspicious about it, take out your phone and call 911. Yeah, rather call them, right? Laurie says, can you state the things about the husband? I'm not sure if that's a request or if you're asking based on me saying that certain things are not supposed to be said. Remember that the investigators, they don't want details of exactly how the victim died to be just stated to the media. You know, like in Delphi, they kept that so close to the vest for all that time over 5 years because there's certain things that only the killer would know. So that's what they're talking about there. But can I state when a boyfriend, who the boyfriend is and when he deletes a comment or not? Sure. Absolutely. It's part of the timeline. It's part of the case. It's part of the facts that we're all looking at. Yes. I'm not sure if I read that. I don't know if you were asking me or saying it like that, but I hope it answered the question. Yes.
And let us look at it, let the men and women of law enforcement respond and see if there's something to be concerned about. In the immediate future, already starting, we will have increased police presence along the trail, all portions of the trail while this case remains under investigation. And again, I got to thank our citizens. Many of them have written or called in with tips, social media tips. Each one of those tips is and has been or will be followed up on. We are going to be very careful with what we say in the early stages of this very active criminal investigation. So there's very little I can share as far as details of what investigators have seen and learned. But I will say, if you think you have just the smallest tidbit of information, you saw something in this young lady's travels yesterday to the trail, on the trail, investigators would like to talk to you and have that information. Again, I continue to be proud of our Harford County citizens, the way this community comes together in terrible times, and this is one of those. Many people didn't know Rachel, but they stopped their day and they conducted their own, and it was one of those citizens who actually found the deceased body. It was a volunteer who stepped up to come out because of the what they'd seen on social media. I have to say thank you to our partners, the Bel Air Police Department. Of course, that's where the trailhead here is off of Williams Street. Allied agencies, Natural Resources Police were up here assisting with our search. State Highway Administration, Chesapeake Search and Rescue. And I know I'm going to miss some, but so many of our great community partners who assist us in this event, but are always there for us in the times of need. And I know Christy talked about it. We actually had two different areas where we were running active police operations today. The other one down closer to the Festival Shopping Center, actually across from Bel Air Parkway South. We had our command vehicle there for a big portion of today. People thought these two incidents were related. That is also a missing person that we will be sharing on our social media shortly after this press conference concludes. And that one, it is not related to the homicide on the trail. But we are still looking for a 58-year-old critically missing woman from Saturday afternoon.
They found that lady, by the way. She was alive and well. It's on their Facebook page, okay? The one they're referring to right now.
Information, again, will be posted on our page after this press conference. Her name is Karen Elliott, again, 58 years old. She was last seen at her residence on Saturday around 2 p.m. After 2 p.m. She was last seen wearing a green shirt and blue jeans and heading into the wooded area behind Cypress Drive, which is, again, off Tollgate in the area of Bel Air Parkway South. This afternoon, a robocall went out to that immediate area, and a 2-day search for her has been concluded. We believe that there is no danger to the community as a result of that case. Anyone with information about Miss Elliott is asked to contact the Southern Precinct at 410-612-1717. And again, it's important to note these two cases are completely unrelated, but because of the close timing on our pages, people are already asking questions of the police activity, whether the two incidents are related. They are not. We do not believe there's any danger to the community again, and we do believe the missing person does pose a threat to herself. So we would like to find Miss Elliott.
They found Miss Elliott. I just showed it to you guys. Remember? Okay, I'm just showing you one more time. Here they said updated approximately 4 today. That was on August 7th. Karen Elliott was located alive and unharmed. No foul play is suspected into a disappearance. Thank you for your shares and concern. Okay? So Karen Elliott was found. There's another case of another lady that went missing, also going on a walk, which we'll look at later. Okay, we're first going to look at these press conferences and some clips and focus on the Rachel Morin case. Then we're going to look at that other case as well, just to see, like, could it be connected? I mean, it's wow, that would be so shocking, but it's possible. Okay, So we continue on.
Hopefully find her safe and sound. With that, and again, with the caution that there's very, very little I'm going to be able to share, I will take what questions I can.
For any reason, do you targeted, you're giving reminders to the community to be safe? Is there a danger to the community right now? I think the big question is the suspect.
Sure. We hate having homicides, and thankfully we don't have too much violent crime here in Harford County. That's the way all of us in the front of the room prefer it, and our citizens prefer it. But when we have one, I prefer it when I can stand here and tell you that the suspect has been arrested or that it's a targeted crime. I can't tell you that in this case. So right now, detectives continue to work the case as aggressively as they possibly can, and we will leave no stone unturned.
Okay, I'm just going to answer this one. Tara said, do we know if she was found with or without clothing? We literally do not know, not from the police. But that other dude that's saying all sorts of things, he says she was without clothing, but the police are saying he didn't find her. It's quite hectic.
And I hope that changes in the coming hours. But at this point in time, there is not a suspect or can I put the comment out there that says we don't believe there's a threat to the community. I can't do it.
Sheriff, you mentioned a homicide. I know it's early in the investigation, but what made you make that determination? Wasn't that homicide?
There's indicators that our detectives have no doubt, and I'm not going to go into what physically they observed at the scene, but the investigators believe, and sadly, it's a homicide case.
I just want to clear up something.
Sure.
The initial post that we're not saying reported missing at 11 p.m. Said months ago that
These questions are absolutely crap hard to hear, even with a boost, okay? Like, my word. Please, at press conferences. Can there be mics to pass around? Can everybody have a mic? That would be amazing. But let's hear the answer anyway.
No, she wasn't pronounced until she was found. So when she went missing, I think about 6 p.m. is when she went on the trail. So I think this could have happened anytime from 6 p.m. when we assume, and this is speculating on my part, that when she arrived at the trail, if they expected her at the trail at 6, she could have got there at 7. So again, this is speculation on my part, but sometime from the time she got to the trail to when she was found, the homicide occurred. I can tell you, investigators are working. I don't believe the trails are part of the Parks and Rec system here in Harford County. I'm not familiar with cameras that are set up that are not in response to something. We've had, as I said earlier, we've had minor thefts along at the parking areas, and I know at times cameras have been set up there trying to catch that. I am not familiar with any trails that run along outside of the parking areas, and I don't think there's any permanent cameras at the parking areas. But we will, again, there's houses. My house is one of them. It's on a different section of the trail. There's houses that border the trail, and many of those houses have cameras. So you might have camera footage you think's not related. If you have something that could possibly be related, detectives want to see it.
Sheriff, have you had a chance to talk to Rachel?
I have not, but our investigators have. They were up at our criminal investigations division up in Forest Hill as we got ready to start this press conference. And obviously, that's being widely shared on social media. And I would just ask, to give that family some time to come to grips with what's happened. It's always a terrible loss, no matter what family it is. But this one with so much of a public eye on it. And again, I don't know that we've ever had a post reach 11,000 shares before. And that's amazing. And that's a compliment to once again, to our Harford County citizens who step up and say, we want to be part of helping, sharing the good news. So, but it's also that many people who are also heartbroken that when the news breaks that it has this sad ending. Sir?
Are there any possible suspects?
Right now, there's nobody that I would put and say that we have this person is a possible suspect. Zero. Okay. Thank you all again for waiting on us and for your time this evening, and hopefully I'll have better news to share as the investigation progresses forward.
for all of you guys that are local, do you know if there's trail cams? Because I haven't seen mention of it either, really. I'm not sure if they are or not, but they are asking for any video footage that you took from the day, if you were out there hiking, any photos that you took for the whole day that day, just in case. It could help, right? Okay, so now we're going to look at the second press conference, which was from August 9th, 2023, or press release. It's not a press conference. This was more of a media statement. It's also on the Harford County Sheriff's Office YouTube page, if you haven't seen it. So you can subscribe over there to follow as well, if you want to. So between their Facebook page and the YouTube channel, they're actually keeping everyone very much updated. And to them, I give a lot of credit, because I think a lot of sheriff's departments need to have a YouTube channel. So do the courtrooms, you know, it's 2023. We're already more than halfway through 2023, going to 2024. Come on, people. Everybody get a YouTube channel. It'd be so much easier to just stream the trials, stream your press conferences, right? Okay, so now we're going to look at the second one. Then we're going to look at some more clips. Okay. Let's just quickly see. Mama Snipey says, for those wondering about cameras, nope, we don't have surveillance along the path. This is the first time something like this would have happened. I would assume is the rest of the sentence. Yes, okay. And I must say, I do like the suggestion of have a whistle. So for those of you guys on Patreon, if you see my forest walks, I'm always telling, I'm like looking around and I'm always staying very safe, you know. I can't have pepper spray, but you could have like a pocket knife or something just to protect yourself and keys. And also people say wasp spray. I haven't found that yet, but I'm always safety conscious. So if anyone asks like, what the hell, why do you have a whistle and a this and I'm a Grizzly, okay? Number one. Two, I'm going to order a whistle too. I think it's a good idea. So if you watch my videos on Patreon, maybe at some point very soon, I'll have a whistle too to go with me. Because if you make a noise, make a scene, you could get away, right? You don't want to go to a second location or comply. I used to think like when I was younger, right? How will I survive something if someone is trying to attack me or kidnap me or whatever, right? I'm like, okay, maybe you can like comply, and then when the moment is right, you can get away. That's not what to do. Kick, scream, fight, do whatever you need to do. Okay? So, yes. Let's just quickly see what's going on here. Yeah. Pippi Longstocking says bear spray. Let's look at this press conference.
Hi, this is Harford County Sheriff Jeff Gaylor. It's been 4 days since Rachel Morin went missing, and 3 days since her body was located, the victim of a violent homicide. As your sheriff, I wanted to update all of you on where the investigation stands and what we are doing to keep our citizens safe. Currently, there are 10 investigators assigned to our Criminal Investigations Division who have been and will continue to work around the clock on this investigation. These detectives, along with forensic investigators and crime analysts, have been scouring every detail of the days, hours, minutes, and seconds before Rachel died in order to put together the pieces of a comprehensive timeline. Our Harford County community, as usual, has been amazing. And again, I knew you would be. It's what makes me the most proud when our citizens step up and work together in times of need. Through you, our Facebook page and reach has gone over 2 million people. You have brought forth more than 100 tips, and they are still pouring in. Some of your tips have been promising and tremendous in advancing the investigation and bringing us closer to getting the answers that we need, the answers that Rachel's family needs, and the answers that our community needs. Each tip helps bring the picture into focus, so I ask you to keep sending them in. Even if it's something you think is insignificant, that might be the key piece of evidence or information we are looking for. I also know many of you are nervous to spend time on the trail, concerned that there might be someone in our midst preying on women. Please know that as your sheriff, but also as a husband and father of 2 daughters, I understand.
Okay, let me address the no sound thing. I can only hear it in my right ear. That's how it was here. I boosted as much as possible, so put your earphone, your earbud, whatever, in the other ear. Okay, or, that could help.
Understand your fears. If you went out to the trail today, you will see a heavy presence of deputies patrolling by foot, by bike, and by all-terrain vehicle. To enhance our efforts, just yesterday morning, the Harford County Sheriff's Foundation dropped off a check for $20,000 to support the purchase of a second off-road utility vehicle. This will fill an immediate need to have an off-road utility vehicle at each end of the trail, and these proactive patrols will continue into the future in an effort to keep everyone safe who utilizes our hiking trails. I understand many of you want answers, and we do too. What I can tell you for sure is this was an intentional taking of a person's life. Please know we are holding details close to help ensure a suspect is brought to justice. There will be a time when I can share more, and when we can, I promise to answer as many of your questions as I can. It's a delicate balance to help the public stay informed, but it cannot be at the expense of a quality investigation. One question we have continued to get centers around whether we have interviewed the boyfriend in this case. The answer is yes, we have, along with many other people who are close to Rachel. That is the way an investigation.
Exactly. He needs to say that, of course, because, like, have we interviewed the boyfriend? And it's like, yes, we have. And people will be like, I knew it. Which is good to follow up with, okay, that's how an investigation occurs. Because it does. It does. Yeah, and he's a very good speaker, yes.
Is conducted. We start with people who are in her close inner circle and others who have may known her or she have encountered and work outward. Please be safe to take care of each other. Watch out for each other. Together we will solve this crime and find the heinous coward who took Rachel Morin from her family and friends.
I had never.
And here we go with Michael Gabriszeski. I don't know how to say that. Sorry, try my best there. That's this guy. And now he's going to say, I have never walked the trail. Like, what? I'm just going to go back slightly. There we go. Here we go. Are we ready to hear his statements? Which the police are like, no, he wasn't even there. But let's just listen to what he says.
I had never walked it myself.
For Michael Gabriszeski,
I told my stepdaughter, I said, look, it's not going to be laying out in the open.
the Ma and Pa Trail in Bel Air, uncharted territory.
I said, she's going to be tucked away somewhere.
But the former National Park search and rescue officer has extensive experience tracking down missing people.
So basically, it's my passion to bring closure to that family by bringing her back and not having them wonder what happened.
Following reports, 37-year-old Rachel Morin left for a walk and never returned, Gabriszeski and his stepdaughter taking off on a search rooted on instinct.
I just kept seeing tunnels in my mind. I don't know why, but I just kept seeing tunnels.
Despite law enforcement swarming the area for almost a full day, Gabriszeski's stepdaughter locating the body in about an hour. The deadly discovery.
Once we got down there, and
You see, like, they're like, the police searched all day, couldn't find her. He was seeing tunnels, which is possible. You do get people out there that see things and they sometimes work out, you know. Anyway, and so his stepdaughter apparently found Rachel's body within an hour of them being there. He's like, I've never walked the trail, but there we are. But yet he's a search and rescue expert. Okay, we're listening. I
started seeing them tunnels. I started getting goosebumps.
Made in a tunnel drain not far from the trail's main entrance.
I saw a terrible mess.
Gabriszeski's visions meeting the reality of a gruesome scene.
There's not going to be an open casket, I can guarantee you that.
He says Morin's body found in a pool of blood, suffering severe head trauma, an injury he believes could be the result of a rock.
My daughter said that there was a big rock down there that was all caked in blood.
I understand many of you want answers, and we do too.
The latest update from the Harford County Sheriff's Department declining to mention how Morin died and not yet naming a suspect. This is Morin's boyfriend quickly taking to social media, proclaiming his innocence. Richard Tobin writing, quote, I love Rachel. I would never do anything to her. Let the family and I grieve.
I'll just quickly pause it here just so you can see I'm showing you what I showed you already in the presentation, which is that Cindy lady saying the Harford County Sheriff's Office said to Cindy, the individual you're speaking of did not find Rachel or witness her body. He has no first-hand knowledge of the crime scene. Now, it doesn't mean that his stepdaughter doesn't. That's still the thing. We have not heard directly from the stepdaughter. Maybe she really did find the body. You know what I mean? And he's just relaying everything that she told him. That's possible, okay? But anyway, let's continue.
And it could have been his way of grieving, but it's not about you. It's about her. It's about bringing her home. And somebody's mother, somebody's daughter. She left behind 5 children.
Whoever the killer is, Gabriszeski convinced it's someone with close ties to the victim.
Because it's too personal. If somebody were just to do a thrill kill, it wouldn't be as brutal.
Very interesting as well. I did forget to mention this as well. KN says his daughter's an adult Rachel's friend. Now, I saw that speculated on social media. Do I have proof that his daughter or stepdaughter, the one that apparently found the body, was actually friends with Rachel? I do not know that, but that is what's being said on Facebook, which is interesting if we take it with a pinch of salt. If they say it's somebody with close ties to, well, that's pretty close if a friend finds her, you know what I mean? And within 1 hour when the police can't find her in the whole day. So that's interesting. Again, I'm just bringing you the facts. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just like, interesting, huh? We'll just wait and see what happens in this case. Okay, continuing on.
As what we witnessed.
Rebecca Pryor, Fox 45 News.
A rock or a baseball bat. And I didn't see any baseball diamonds around there. I did see big rocks. And my daughter said that there was a big rock down there that was all caked in blood.
You're going to hear crime everywhere, but something like what happened here.
I might have to just go back a bit so you can see that quickly. Wait. So Rebecca Pryor, she's on Twitter, she's on Facebook, and she's a reporter and doing an excellent job reporting on this case, said, for clarification, Michael Gabriszeski did not initially locate the body. He said his stepdaughter did. Harford sheriff have said that he was not the one to find her, but will not say whether or not his stepdaughter did. Okay, then when asked if the stepdaughter found the body, the sheriff's office said, I can't confirm the identity of any witnesses or potential witnesses to the investigation, but I can say the individual you interviewed did not find her or see Rachel. Gabriszeski claims he did see the body being carried out. When asked if he wasn't in the area at all, the sheriff's office replied, he was not in viewing area of where she was found. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so we continue.
And my daughter said that there was a big rock down there that was all caked in blood.
You're going to hear crime everywhere, but something like what happened here is on her first reaction was, oh my God, that's where I'd walk. And then when I heard it was a woman, I thought, a young lady, I thought, how disgusting. I have a daughter that's, I believe she's 37, and it really hit home with that. It's just sad, very sad. I just hope that they catch them, and fast.
My husband and I walk the dog. I walk the dog 3 times a day, and used to see her. She was out quite a bit. She was very fit, and usually I think listening to music, and yeah, very noticeable because she was so beautiful. You could spot her.
Our detectives have been working round the clock. We have 10 detectives assigned to this case. We're out there collecting as much physical evidence as we can. We're also collecting electronic evidence.
Okay, so that's what we have there. And then there's one more clip that I found here with the same guy saying a few things and what the sheriff's department said in response as well. So we shall look at that quickly now. Here we go. Wait, sound on, yes.
We saw fresh blood, and my daughter's boyfriend thought it was deer blood at first.
Police say they're frustrated by such people seeking the spotlight.
Obviously, there are people out there who are coming up with putting out information in the public that they have no firsthand knowledge of, talking about the crime scene that they have no firsthand knowledge of.
Investigators are also concerned about the integrity of the case if details only known to the killer become public, not to mention the impact it could have on Rachel's family.
All the false information that's going on out there, hearing about possible injuries to her and how this crime occurred, which aren't true, has got to make it harder on them. And so people need to think about that when they're out there spreading that kind of information.
So, and he said, which aren't true. So we do not know if she was found without clothes on, or this thing, or the rock, and all this kind of stuff. We just don't know it. Maybe he's just speaking out too much, and they're like, shut it down, stop talking. I don't know. Maybe he's inserting himself in the case and just making up stuff, which is not right either. I just don't know. It's just a lot. It's a lot to think about. Now, let me show you this quickly over here. And we are going to still look at that other case very quickly. Just hold on 1 second. We just quickly got to finish this up. There you go. Okay. So this is from the harfordsheriff.org page, and if you want to, I'm going to put the links and everything in the description box for you. They say news release, homicide investigation, information wanted. I'll just make it a little bit bigger for you, just hold on. So they say, detectives with the Hartford County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigations Division are requesting the assistance of the general public for information regarding the recent homicide of Rachel Morin on Saturday, August 5th, 2023. Anyone who may have seen Miss Morin that evening, between 5 p.m. and 11 p.m. on or near the Monpart Trail off William Street and Ellendale Street parking lot are asked to send information to the tip line. If anyone saw someone who may have appeared suspicious in the area, they are also asked to contact the detectives. Remember that her boyfriend said he dropped off at home at 4:50 p.m. and she supposedly went to the trail at around between 6 and 6:30ish, around there, right? And he said she went missing at 7. Interesting. That is interesting still. That's like, how do you know she went missing at 7? Unless you know she normally walks from 6 to 7. But then you only started looking for her at 9. I don't know. Just could be something he said. But it's right. This case it's a rabbit hole. I'm telling you. I hope that now you can see why I've spent a few days on this and why there's so much to dig out. And you got to be very careful with what are you going to be picking out, especially from social media. Because that just, it gets wild. Facebook can get really wild and out of control the more a case goes on, especially, you know. And I understand it. I can't do that. I can't say those things because we don't know. We do not know. So I hope that they catch the killer. I hope that there will be lots of information and tips and everything shared with the police so that we can see and arrest very soon whoever did this to her. Could it be someone that knew her routine? Absolutely. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like a stalker that was like, well, how would he know that she's going to be there? If she had a routine and she went every single day at a certain time, which we still don't know if she did, like what if she went every day around 6 p.m.? Or whenever she went there? You know what I mean? The dog walker said that she went to walk the dogs 3 times a day and often saw her out there. So how do we know, right? So, okay. They say anyone who may have seen Miss Morin that evening between 5 and 11 on or near the Monpart Trail, again, I'm just telling you so you know, off William Street and Ellendale parking lot, are asked to send information to the tip line. If anyone saw someone who may have appeared suspicious in the area, they are also asked to contact the detectives. If you could be of any assistance in the investigation of the Rachel Morin homicide investigation, right, please email any photos, video, or contact information to so Rachel Morin, rmtips@harfordsheriff.org. I will make sure everything is in the description box for you as well, especially this link, harfordsheriff.org. So we have that, and then we've looked at the map as well. So let me quickly go to this one. Wait, let me just make sure what I want to show you here. Oh yeah, that would be the boyfriends. Facebook, just hold on one second. There's what I'm looking for. This. So they say, okay, can we please just talk about who found Rachel and that whole situation? So I'm just going to play what the dispatcher said. That's what I wanted to play for you here. Just so that we have listened to it here as well. Okay, here we go.
Reference the call for the Monpart. Just received a call from a Cecilia who's stating that they have located the Rachel subject on the Monpart going through one of the tunnels that runs under 23 near mile marker 2.75. Priority 4.
I'm just going to let it play a bit more.
Can you go ahead with that message again?
That's right. We just received a call from a Cecilia who's advising that she has located the missing Rachel Morin subject on the Monpart in a tunnel that runs under 23, priority 4, near mile marker 2.75 on the Monpart.
So the tunnel detail is quite interesting, you know, because they're talking about it like that. You know what I mean? And there's only one person who was visualizing tunnels and found her in a tunnel. Could he be psychic? Sure. So Kerry says, something I heard on the first presser, sheriff said she was deceased that morning and found that day. Misspoken, or do they think she was unalived in the early hours? That's also interesting. You know, I wonder if the possibility even exists that she, I don't know, went to meet up with someone else, or, you know, went to spend, I don't know, the night at a friend's house, or met up with an ex-boyfriend. We don't know. It's just there's so many possibilities right now. Got to keep a very open mind. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at the obvious, very usual suspects, red flags, which actually often, well, I can't really say they often don't pan out, because if there's people with any DV backgrounds and things, that usually would pan out, like if it is a jealous boyfriend or something, but we don't know that that's the case here. Okay, so let me see what else I got for you. Just quickly, 1 second. Let's go to this. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you this, which says, it's Rebecca Morin is Rachel Morin's sister, and she said, we, the family of Rachel Morin, would like to invite all men, women, and children, if you would like, from the community to join us on Saturday, August 19th. So it's still coming up. So next week, Saturday. What's the date today? Today's Sunday. Saturday, August 19th, for the Remembering Rachel Morin Walk. Together as a family and a community, we can grieve the tragic loss of a woman who was so full of life. Please join us as we pray and mourn for our beloved Rachel. We are hoping to have a trail of flowers and light to line both sides of the trail. That'll be so beautiful, oh my word. Okay. So a trail of flowers and light to line both sides of the trail for our walk on the Marnpark Trail. If you are able to, we ask that you bring flowers and a battery-operated candle to lay on either side of the trail somewhere as we walk Rachel's last steps. We'll meet at 11 a.m. on the William Street entrance. Then at 11:30, we'll begin walking. We'll walk to the end of the first half of the trail, Tollgate Road, and back. There will be a very limited amount of t-shirts available at no cost. We will release the business name in a few days. If there are any other businesses that wish to make and donate t-shirts as well, please message me after the walk. If you want to stop by Flavor in Bel Air, they have agreed to donate a portion of all sales that day to the Fund for Rachel's Children. Thank you. We ask that everyone who reads this, please share. If you are media, we only request that if you quote the above statement, you do so in its entirety. Okay, so did I do a good job? I hope so. I hope I read everything here. They say Trail of Flowers and Light, Rachel Morin, 8/19/23 is the date of this walk. Marnpark Trail, William Street, 11 a.m. Bring flowers and battery-operated candle. Remembering Rachel Morin. So you can also use that if you wanted to in the hashtags. If you do like and share this episode, if you think it's a good episode with everything in one place, then please do that. And then use those hashtags, right? MB Inc. Here we go. Here's MB Inc. I was referring to earlier. Helped me a lot because we were both talking about this case and we're like, what is going on? And I specifically had a lot of questions about, I couldn't find the interview, especially not on YouTube, of the guy. You know, I only saw it on some of the news articles and I'm like, what's going on? So if you guys haven't checked out MB Inc., you can subscribe over there. He said drainage, I would think the culverts are for. Right? Okay, so we've got that. And then here's the other case now. Sorry, now there's all these adverts. Just hold on 1 second. So here is another case which has been brought to my attention in this deep dive that I'm like, what? Okay, so in it says, teacher Mariam Silla, 59, went missing 10 days ago while out for a walk along a Maryland trail. Okay, just 55 miles from where Rachel Morin vanished and was found murdered. A female teacher, 59, from Maryland disappeared 10 days ago while out for a walk just a week before Mama 5, Rachel Morin, was found dead along a trail less than 60 miles away. Mariam Tur Silla went missing on July 29th at about 8 p.m. while walking near the Shrom Hills Park Path, about 15 miles northeast of Washington, D.C. Silla's friends told 8 News Now the disappearance is bizarre and out of the ordinary for the 59-year-old educator. Officials have not categorized the case as anything other than a missing persons case at the time, but have said that they're not ready to rule anything out as they continue the search. As search efforts continue, the body of Morin was discovered, some 55 miles northeast from where Silla went missing, after she went missing on the Marnpark Trail in Bel Air, Maryland, August 5th. Right? So I just wanted to share this with you as well. If you can, share this episode or clip this part or whatever you can. It's interesting. We'll look at the map quickly now as well. They say students, parents, family, and friends of the Greenbelt community came together for a vigil for Silla over the weekend, praying for her safe return. Okay. I mean, damn. What happened to that lady? So then they say the 59-year-old was described as vibrant and a visible part of the neighborhood and was well loved by the community, where she's been volunteering and teaching at the French immersion school for more than a decade. Investigators revealed that Silla typically went for a daily 30 to 45 minute stroll at a park nearby her home and that she vanished during one of those walks. Greenbelt police told the outlet they've been thrilled by the help to find Silla and have also contacted surrounding police departments for possible leads. We have conducted a number of interviews with their friends and family. We've conducted searches of the area. We've interviewed other witnesses that frequent that particular area. Greenbelt Police Chief Richard Bowers said, not returning was very much out of the ordinary. She was a person of habit. So I really hope they find Silla. Hope she's okay. Miriam, Scylla. Wow, look at all the people coming together here for her shame. This was part of a normal habit, and she broke that habit when she didn't return. That's really what's got us concerned. Just an hour from her disappearance, Harford County Sheriff's Office in Bel Air made the shock discovery of a female corpse on August 6th. The body was identified as 37-year-old Morin, so Rachel Morin, who had last been spotted a day earlier before setting out on the Monpar Trail. Okay, so they say the Monpar Trail is a 6.25-mile multi-purpose trail, rail trail that follows the path of the old Monpar Railroad through Harford County, Maryland. Oh my goodness. Karen says Grizzly True Crime. Another creator went for a walk in that park and found ladies' underwear. They reported it to the police. Oh my word, okay. Carly says, I don't think they are related. I don't really think so either, but you know, we just never know. You just never know. So it's better to share it. Also, it's good to share the case while people think it's related, because the more we share, the better, right? And so they say it contains 3 linked trails, 1 unconnected, with plans to bridge the gap in the middle, bringing the total length to 10 miles. Morin's case is being probed as a homicide, although a Harford County Sheriff's spokeswoman said no possible suspects have been identified. We are asking people if they have information to please step forward and give that to the sheriff's office instead of discussing it on social media, the spokeswoman said. Okay, so that's what we have. We've looked at everything else already. Local police, I'll just continue reading, declined to comment on how Morin died or the type of injury she sustained. Her family says she did not go willingly and that her death was not accidental. It comes after her new boyfriend, Richard Tobin, took to social media to insist he had nothing to do with her killing, despite his criminal past. The pair only made their relationship official on social media 4 days earlier. As questions about the woman's death arose on Sunday, Tobin took to social media to insist he had nothing to do with it. I love Rachel. I would never do anything to her. Let the family and I grieve. Yes, I have a past, but I also have 15 months clean and have changed as a person. Please. Tobin has been arrested 14 times since 2014 on a variety of charges, including drug dealing, assault, disorderly conduct, and refusing arrest. Okay, Karen says the police went out there to have a look. He pinged the location. Perfect time to glance. I saw your second comment there too. Good catch, good catch. Okay. So that's what we have, guys, for today. So we've looked at all of that. I just want to make double sure that I'm not missing anything that I did want to show you. Yeah, that's what we got. So how long have we been here? An hour 21. I think that's pretty good for a start, huh? Because I want to keep following this case and keep seeing like what is going on here. I hope it helped clear it up, because this little bit, that little bit, everything. So look forward to reading your comments. If you've got any information for the police, please share it with the police. Okay, I'm going to put all the links from everything that I've shared in the description box. The Harford County Sheriff's Department Facebook page. Their website, very helpful. You can download a flyer there as well. I'll actually quickly show you so that you can see. If you go to download press release on that very same page, then it takes you here. Okay, and then you can actually have a look at this as well. They said information wanted. So download the press release. Detectives with the Harford County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigations are requesting the assistance of the general public for information regarding the recent homicide of Rachel Morin on Saturday, August 5th, 2023. So if you do want to download it there, I'll put the link in the description box for you so that you can do that, and then maybe you can share it on social media. Help us all share. We've got lots of Grizzlies on Twitter, so together, I mean, you guys tweet so much, sometimes you get me trending. You get Grizzly True Crime trending on Twitter. You guys are amazing because you tweet. So let's do that. Or X, you know, we're Xing it out now. We're posting and reposting. Seeing as Twitter's name's changing. So that'll be something to get used to, huh? But if you could download this and then share it on social media, that'll be very helpful. I will do that as well. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate all your support, all your comments, and for being here with me on a Sunday, for choosing to spend time here with me and all the Grizzlies. If you're brand new here, my name is Gisela K. I am South African living in the Netherlands, which is Holland, as you might know it, Amsterdam, maybe you know that. In Europe, that's where I stay, with Mr. Grizzly, who's Swiss, and Fury, the black cat who you often see. He's not here right now. He was sleeping on the armchair earlier. But now he's doing zoomies and begging for snacks, okay? So, yeah, of course. Pinch. Wait, sorry. You say dogger. Pinche Becky. 0 F's given. Look at that. 0 F's given. Can we follow both cases? Of course. We're going to be following both cases. Yes. So sorry if I wasn't clear on that. If I say I'm going to be following this case, both. I want to know what happened with both. So let's make sure we also download any flyers that they have for the other lady who's missing, Maria. Let me just spell her name correctly. Mariam Silla. Mariame. Sylla. Mariam Silla, 59. Let's have a look what happens in that as well. Let's share her flyer and any information and look for press conferences and things. And I will see you again very soon. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, okay? And for those watching to the end, let's not point fingers because we just don't know. There are many cases. Remember Eliza Fletcher? You know how many people were like, ooh, you know, I say we as in the internet. We're like, ooh, the husband, I don't know, man. Who knows? But it was like a complete stranger. Do you guys remember that? Eliza Fletcher's case? And then if we think of the Delphi case, Libby and Abby. Complete stranger. Small town, but complete stranger. You know what I mean? It can happen. It can happen. And especially if she was on multiple dating sites. Damn. Like, dating sites can have a lot of real wackos, you know? Also with fake pictures or profiles or anything. Even if they were like, let's meet up, let's go on a walk or something, you know? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. So just be careful out there, okay, everyone? And I will see you in the next one. And if you're on Patreon, maybe I'll see you soon on a forest walk with a whistle. Yeah, that's right, making noise. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Stay safe. I missed you already. I don't like going. You can see I'm delaying it. I don't want to go. But I gotta go because the episode's over now. Okay, bye.